I thought Logan Paul, after the whole Japan incident, would be turning a new page, but this is really showing his true colors and it's not looking good. Logan Paul is back in the news because he recently had a heated religious debate with his best friend George Janko, and it went incredibly poorly. So let's check it out.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Jesus Christ fucks.
Oh, God. You bashing me in front of a group of people for my beliefs is not right. Genuinely, like, I know people that hate me, that treat me better about my faith than you, and you're my best friend.
Definitely questioning why we have to perpetuate a belief that is fucking...
If George Janko is supposed to be your best friend, Logan, why would you rip on him for his belief system? If you look at the other way around, it doesn't make any sense. If someone is truly your friend, they're going to accept you for who you are regardless and despite of your differences, which all of us have differences. All of us have differences in culture, in belief systems, in basically any tiny nuance. Even if we're part of the same culture, there can be many, many differences. Even part of the same faith, there can be many, many differences. If you compare religion to other things like culture, for example, when people are of a certain culture, there will be stereotypes and there will be good ones just as well as bad ones. If there are families, you may have one bad apple of the family or even a couple, but you don't write off the entire family or culture or stereotype or any of those things based on just a couple. Now, could it be more than a couple? Sure. But the point is, if someone is part of a group, you should base each person individually on themselves. Because if you group them into a category, universally speaking, you're going to look like an idiot. Because you're basically shitting on your best friend, knowing him, and knowing that he is different because of his belief system. Logan is literally trying to force his beliefs on, I guess, agnosticism on George, and George is not doing the same to Logan. He's saying, look, I believe this because this is what is right to me, this is what is true to me, and leave me alone. And then Logan's like, no, it's a crap thing and you need to get it out of your head. So it's kind of hilarious because the very same thing that he's accusing Christians of, he is doing to his best friend. If there's anything that actually gets on my nerves, it's when people take any belief system and they try to shove it down my throat. It's like, if you want to give me the brochure version, sure, and let me research it and digest it. But if you're spamming this thing, then of course I'm gonna be annoyed. And this is exactly what he's doing to his best friend George Janko.
I know people that hate me, that treat me better about my faith than you, and you're my best friend. As your best friend, have you ever seen me to any straight man or gay man or any type of person ever, have I ever shown any hatred ever?
No, but you're in the same boat with a large group of people that do.
Like you suck at comedy. I get that. Everybody knows that. All that stuff. But when it comes to religion, you have to tiptoe.
No, I don't. I want you to say it right now.
I never once talk about gay people.
Because you're subscribed to the doctrine that perpetuates that information.
I'm subscribed to love my neighbor.
Not everyone in your religion is.
Yeah, but
single. Hold on. You're sitting in the same boat with some really hateful people.
I think you're so giant with your words, you really don't know what you step on when you say things. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way or trying to pull at you. I think that you have so much going on in your life and you're so like power driven that you will mow past your friends and family without knowing.
If I say something, I've said it intentionally.
Bashing me in front of a group of people for my beliefs is not right.
So I get what Logan is saying because it definitely comes across in all religions and all cultures. Any group that perpetuates information, you're going to have people that take it the wrong way. They have their extremist beliefs. And of course, they're going to make the other ones look bad. But you should never judge the mass, the whole movement based on your experience with a couple people that really aren't spreading the message. I don't think Logan has any understanding of what Christians actually believe. And it is kind of a wide spectrum. There are many different beliefs under the umbrella of Christianity. And yet, even though he knows that the things about his friend that he appreciates come from Christian values, and yet he's still grilling him about his own religion, about his own belief system. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that Logan wants to push. It's almost like he wants to convince him to get out of that religion because he thinks it's making him toxic. Even though the very thing that George is talking about here is how it makes him a better person. And yet he's taking those things. He's not listening to him. He's literally just so angry that his best friend is a Christian that he's trying to convince him not to be one in the worst way possible. George Janko has his own subscription of what he considers to be Christianity, and Logan Paul is perfectly okay with who George is, and yet he's still grilling him on his faith. So it doesn't make any sense. He's contradicting himself at every turn. And if this doesn't cause him to lose his channel or be canceled, I'll actually be surprised, because it's very inappropriate the way that he's treating his friend, not only in a public space, but on his own podcast.
I want you to be the best person that you could possibly be. If what I've examined and witnessed in your behavior, I don't think the prayer is doing enough. I think actual conversation with a medical professional will help you learn and discover a lot more about yourself that may open up a bit more wavelengths in your brain to become the person that you want to be.
I can't help but think that the way Logan said that, he's making it sound like, look, this is the answer, this is the truth, you need to subscribe to it, or you're just not a good person. And that is absolutely toxic. George is definitely the bigger man here, because he's taking it calmly, he's treating his friend with respect, and he's just not receiving it in return. He's literally telling his best friend, you need to seek professional help because you're not right in the head. Think about that. If I receive that from any one of my friends and they know who I am and they appreciate who I am, that's going to be extremely hurtful. Like, what can I expect that friend thinks of who I am and everything we've done together, everything we stand for? Does he even think before he says these things?
Best person that you could possibly be. If what I've examined and witnessed in your behavior, I don't think the prayer is doing enough. I think actual conversation with a medical professional will help you learn and discover a lot more about yourself that may open up a bit more wavelengths in your brain to become the person that you want to become.
You know, I thought Logan Paul, after the whole Japan incident, would be turning a new page, but this is really showing its true colors, and it's not looking good.
Place, because if we're sitting down having an actual honest like, listen, if somebody just came up to me and was like, hey, my grandpa just died, and you say, hey, go fuck your grandpa, that's bad timing. And by the way, you'd be like, no one would ever do that. Logan did that.
All right, guys, so it was kind of a cringy episode to watch on that podcast, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys think that Logan should be canceled, let me know in the comments. All right, guys, as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode of Twin Bros React.